Welcome everybody to the live. If you're live, make sure you put your questions and comments below. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about refunds, you guys. As you know, October the 15th was the last day for refunds, you guys, for those who filed an extension. So, for those of you who are wondering, it's been late after tax season and during tax season for a lot of you guys, and I totally get it. But also, it's going to be a little bit more later because October 15th, more taxpayers filed. So a lot of you are like, "What is going on? What is happening to my refund?" I totally get it. It's because you guys of a lot of refunds. People was telling me about they're looking for their 2023 refunds. So if you're looking for your 2023 refunds, the IRS is currently working on the 2024 refunds. As also amended returns, a lot of people are talking about the amended refunds. Where's my amended? And they're completed. You guys, even after it's completed, when you check irs.gov, it says completed. You still have to wait a certain amount of time until the IRS notifies you, even if you completed your amended refund. So a lot of you are wondering, why haven't I received it? Okay, you guys, know first of all that you're not the only one. I'm in a group right now with a lot of people complaining on Facebook, complaining about, they got a due date and they still hadn't got their refund. So no, it's a lot of people who haven't got it. Okay, if your amended refund has been completed and you still have not received your money, you are not the only one. And then some people have had the due dates, the 24th, the 26th, the 27th. I'm seeing that, you guys, into next month. So a lot of people are also asking me, will I get a due date? Will I get my refund? It's still possible, you guys, because they're gonna be doing it to the end. I'm gonna say about November, because November, that's when everything updates. Okay. And they be preparing the software and everything for the tax season, you guys. So continue to look for your refund. If you haven't reached out to your taxpayer advocate or your state congressman, if you're new to me, make sure you do. A lot of people have got help reaching out to their state congressman. For those of you who don't know, I have a video on YouTube telling you about that in my playlist. But I will give you the details now. So some of them, that's why I tell you to watch the video. Now, go to your state congressman website. It's house.gov or senator.gov, you guys. And then you'll select the one for your state. Everybody is different. Select the one for your state and your location. Okay, on there it's going to tell you about reaching out to them and submitting a form, you guys. You're going to have to give them permission to speak to the IRS on your behalf. But you're going to have to give them information, and you're going to need your tax return. Everybody should have a copy of their tax return, you guys, after tax season. So you're going to have all that information and tell them in the form that you're needing help. You're not going to give in the little box. You're not going to give your social security number unless they ask. Now, if they ask, you guys, you're going to have to give it to them on that form. But in the little drop down box, just tell them that you need help. Okay, the state congressman can help you with a federal agency. IRS is a federal agency, so you can get the state congressman or senator to speak on your behalf. Now, wait a minute. I know a lot of you are saying that you did not get help. You reached out, you didn't get help from House.gov congressman, or you didn't get help for your senator. You guys continue to press through. If you can speak to somebody from the IRS, and make sure you do. Okay. Somebody, let me see. I'm in the group right now. Somebody also said, does anyone know why I would be getting this? They got a letter. Okay, so if you get a letter from the IRS, okay, and they ask you for details, make sure that you give all the information that they're requesting. Now, if you feel like it's a wrong on their side of the end, that is everything you submitted was right, then you got to give them the reason why everything is right in the letter. So if they send you a letter requesting information and you don't respond, the IRS is not responding, and your refund is just going to be stuck. Okay? So if you disagree with the decision that the IRS has made, you guys, then make sure again that you fax them a letter, or I would do certified mail too, to make sure they got all the information. Because sometimes y'all be saying, I sent all the information, what's wrong with the IRS? I would go certified. This is me. You can do what you want to do, you guys. I'm not trying to make you do it. It's your decision, it's your choice. Okay. But I would do certified, so I know for once the IRS agent did get it, and you will see it because they have to sign off on it. And then you can tell somebody, look, I got the information, I sent all the information in, I got proof. Always have proof, always keep copies for yourself. Now, if you receive an IRS notice, know this, okay? A lot of you say that on your transcript, some of you thought that you were going to get it, and then it changed to back to a whole 570 or 810 freeze. It's because, you guys, because the IRS may have seen something else, and then it stopped a hold. And also because of the reduced number of IRS agents during this time. Because remember, after taxes, a lot of them were laid off, okay? So you have a balance due. If you have an IRS notice or letter, your refund has changed. It can be reduced. We have you have a question. The IRS has a question about your return. You need to verify identity. A lot of people say they verified identity. A lot of people say they verified identity and they still didn't see anything. Okay. So if you verified identity, you still have to wait patiently, because some people got 60 days, 30, what they got 60 days, 120, 180, 240. And then now we're here in October and a lot of people still have not gotten theirs. So also, we changed or corrected your return, because sometimes your return will be reduced. Okay. Delayed in processing your return also have occurred on your return. Now, you can possibly get it 2026, because you guys, again, the reason I'm saying that you might not get it in 2025, that you can get it in 2026, because a lot of taxpayers during this tax season, they do, some of them do see their refund, but a lot of them don't see it to 2026. I hate to say this. I'm not saying yours is, but some people do get two refunds when they file next tax season. They usually get two, the one for 2025 and the one for 2026. And because October 15th, the deadline passed for a lot of people, you guys, they have a lot more returns to do, and they have limited staff. Okay, so that's possible the reason why that it could be held. Okay, so again, if you agree with the notice or letter, it says take any requested action. You don't need to reply unless we specifically ask you to. But if you disagree, this is on the IRS site. Follow the instructions in the notice to dispute what it says. So you can dispute the IRS, you guys, but you got to include all the information and copies of documents for them to review. It's possible, okay? So for those of you who disagree and you wonder why is this, all you got to do is dispute it. Now, if you have suspected fraud, scam, it's going to take you a lot longer. Some people said, Miss Likely, they come in and say, they told me you're going to take a whole nother year. When you're dealing with fraud and scamming, you guys, you're dealing with something on a whole nother level with the IRS, okay? So it's going to take you a lot of time. Now, people who didn't pay, okay? It says, even if you can't pay the full amount, if you owe, some people owe, make sure again that you should have paid by the due date. This can reduce your interest and also your penalty charge. If you cannot do all of it, please do some of it, you guys. That will help you as well. Okay, getting back to the IRS groups. Let me get back to the groups of what some of the people, it's a lot of people, thousands. Okay, let me see. Let me go back to some of them. Some of them have a due date or had a due date of the 24th. Some of them had a due date of the 22nd. You guys, some people file in October. And let me tell you something also while I'm looking at this. Now, if you file paper return, this coming up is going to be very slow, because they're trying to do away with paper processing. They want to do it electronically. I told you this last tax season, but they're going to be more strict because of the new administration. So If you're trying to file by paper and you used to it, make sure you try to file electronically, you guys, so you get it fast as possible. Also, don't forget, for those of you who are needing the money, a lot of you don't have your refunds. If you're filing for next tax season, I usually don't recommend this, okay? You don't have to do it. I'm just letting you know. You guys, when those preseason or holiday loans come up, for some of you who are needing the money and struggling because of the economy, I recommend, you guys, I mean, you don't have to do it. But if you want a holiday loan, you guys, and if you go to these different, some of you go to Jackson Hewitt, H&R Block, you guys, and y'all file on your own, make sure, you guys, I would try to get it if I could get it. Now, only thing about it this tax season with individually, you file yourself. They're going to be more strict for those who file in their own tax return. So when you're filing your tax return this tax season, and you got this new administration, make sure, you guys, that you do it correctly, that you're not putting in no false stuff, because they're going to be really reviewing these tax returns every year. Again, it's something different, and you want to make sure that you file it correctly and done right. Okay? All right. No, we don't want no problems with your tax return, because this one is already held up for a lot of people. All right. Now, some people are saying that they have a deposit date. Let me see this person. Let me blow it up. November the 3rd. Okay, some people are seeing due dates of November 3rd. I told you some people see the 27th, the 24th, and the 23rd. Now they're seeing the update of November the 3rd. So some of you who are wondering when the updates, it's been on Wednesdays and Mondays. So, during tax season, we've seen it updating on Wednesdays a lot, but they've been dropping the due dates on a Monday. For those of you who are just watching me, make sure, you guys, Saturdays they do the update for where's my refund. Fridays, well, I'm gonna see the whole week with the transcript codes. Make sure that whatever the transcript cycle code you check, you guys, to see if you have an update on your transcript. Now, the IRS site does not always update. A lot of people talking about whether the IRS, it does not always update. Sometimes you can get your refund before that. For those of you who are mail checks, because it's way after tax season, I'm clearing this up. For those of you who are mail checks, it could take a while for you to get your check. Sometimes it's 5 to 10 business days, and sometimes it takes longer. Okay. Actually, let me see. Some people are saying, do you know when I get an update? Oh, has anyone received a code or 18 on an amended return and still receive their tax refund? Okay, a lot of people are requesting to this person, you need to call the examiner's department to see if they can lift it. Did you get the 810 code before or after amendment? So they're sharing helpful thing in this group on Facebook. Okay, and again, the answer to the question, somebody did comment. If you receive an 810 code on your refund, it is a freeze. You're not going to be able to do anything until it is lifted. Okay, 570 code is a hold. 810 is a freeze. 810 sometimes tend to be longer than 570, but I see a lot of people that have the 570 code transcript. What I'm talking about, it'd be a lot longer. Okay, let me see. They usually let me see stuff. Let me see. Okay, let me put this down here. I want to let that be on my screen too. All right, let's see. Some more questions. Okay, this person said, I called the IRS yesterday. My CPO 058 180 hold today is up today. So I called. I got a letter last week. It's up for another 180-day hold. A lot of people are getting that. So again, for some of you are saying, I done had 60, I done had, 180, I done had 2/4. It happens, okay? And sometimes as a result, it can tend to go all the way into the next tax season. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it can be. They said this person said the release hold update was October 27, but it can be longer. Depends on the IRS because the IRS updates things, okay? So sometimes you think that you may receive it that date, but you won't. Somebody is very woo. Somebody got their tax refund date on here and they got their refund approved. This was October the 24th. Okay. And it was a penalty, it was reduced. So it can be reduced, okay, partially. Let me see. My freeze was lifted back in May. Let me put you up here, okay? Show on stage. I want to show you. It says my freeze was lifted back in May. I still don't have my taxes. Okay, it's a good many people that are in the same boat with you. Okay. I understand that. That's why I'm in this group with thousands and I'm reading their questions and their comments. And you are right. A lot of people have that 810 code for a long time. And it's unfortunate. Sometimes did you reach out to your state congressman or your taxpayer advocate? Did you do anything to try to help that issue? Let me know. Okay, if you're still on here. Okay. Somebody's refund was reduced due to a past due obligation, okay, child support or a federal agency. So sometimes a lot of you, what you're seeing is your refund is reduced for one reason or another, okay? This person received theirs on October the 27th, and hopefully that person did. Ooh, somebody said anyone got screwed over by a taxpayer advocate. Somebody said, "Boy, do I have something to tell." My 9,000, wow, they had a $9,000 refund was reduced to $435. Could you imagine that? Wow, that's a huge refund to be reduced. Um, some people are seeing different things, but that is a big reduce. $9,000 refund to 435. Woo, that is a lot. That, ooh, Jesus. I'm looking at the comments for those of you coming in the groups of what some people are saying, questions about their refund. If you are late on your refund, you're not alone. It's a lot of people that are getting put in 570, still getting the CP letters, still getting different things added on. One person said they got 180 added. Another, okay, let me show it on here, okay? I reached out to Congress. I had to sign a form. You right. You have to sign a form because you have to get them to speak on your behalf. Okay. Anytime you reach out to that, but they will. Did they give you the email? Did they give you the number? See, let me tell you something. I always tell this every tax season. Make sure if you put the number and you put the email that you're checking your email, you're checking your spam folder, and you're checking the number on your phone to see a strange number because that's what they're going to contact. I don't went through the taxpayer advocate and I don't went through congressmen before that speak on my behalf. I have been there too. So I know this. So if you give a telephone number, if you see a strange number, make sure you're answering it. You know, it's not always a robocall, okay? And then also check your spam folder, okay? They gave me a confirmation number. That's good. I'm talking about, okay, that's great that they gave you a confirmation number, but I'm trying to see did you know that pay attention to your phone? That's what I'm saying, the phone number, because they can call your phone. And they can't email you. And some people see a strange number and they don't answer the phone, and then they don't check your spam folder. So I done reached out to them before, and I know the process as well. They'll give you a confirmation number, but you got to contact them. Look, if they don't respond to you, I would reach back out to them and say, "Hey, I contacted you, let's just say a week ago about helping me with my tax refund about the IRS. Did you get any information to help me?" Okay, if the state congressman don't reach out to you continually, if you don't gave them your information, reach back out to them. Okay, okay, and also make sure you pay attention to the phone call because a lot of people get a number on that form and then they look at it in the email and then the people be calling them, but they don't never pick up the phone. So if you see a strange number, if you contact your congressman, make sure you always pick up your phone, okay? if that helps. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Okay. If you reached out to your congressman, I can't say for everybody, but I know I got help in a lot of clients and a lot of my viewers on my YouTube channel. When I shared this advice, they got their refund and they got help. But a lot of people be afraid to complete their little box. I'm glad that you did the form, because a lot of people be afraid to complete their box and talking about why I got to give my social security number. Well, they got to speak on your behalf to the IRS. So they got to, it's like they stepping in on your behalf. So if you want them to speak to the IRS, you have to give them your information. Okay. I don't know why people think that you don't. You know, a lot of people be afraid of that. But if you want help and you serious about your refund, and some of y'all have big refunds, because this girl right here had 9,000. She had $9,000 and it reduced down to 435. Whoa, that's devastating, y'all. That's terrible. So I understand it. And this close to the end of the year, around November, for us tax preparers and preparing for tax season, you guys, and also the new IRS agents that they be gathering, and with the government shutdown, y'all, I'm telling you, reach out as much as you can. And you know, get your state congressman. I would definitely, with this government shutdown, get your state congressman involved in your tax refund to try to help you. Okay? Reach out. I'm glad you did, okay? But a lot of people be afraid. Okay, they have to get your information to speak on your behalf. Somebody said this is October 25th. They did their taxes January the 28th, and they still haven't received it, but not approved. Woo! And they're very upset. So again, it's a lot of people. Somebody said, bet I commented on this. Somebody said, I bet next tax year y'all will wait till April to file your taxes. I do not agree with this. Even though some of you filed January and February, because this is a new administration, and most of the time, you guys, you filed in that test batch, a lot of them have received their refund. But I will tell you this: if you're filing your tax return on your own, make sure you don't have no errors. Make sure everything is correct, even down to the bank number. Okay, some people don't get their refund just because they put in the wrong accounting routing number. And somebody told me that's not true. Oh, really? I have thousands of people on my YouTube channel, and especially during tax season, and they have told me they put in the wrong account number. And let me tell you something else. They tried to put their tax return into some tax refund into somebody else's account. Please don't do that. Your bank information has to match. I done had so many people trying to put their refunds in somebody else's bank account because they didn't have one. Do not do that. You would not get it, because the bank gonna look and they gonna think it's suspicious activity, and they're gonna send it back to the IRS. And sometimes the IRS will send it out to you, but sometimes they're gonna see what they think it's fraud. Okay, so please do not do that. And also, I recommend, I usually don't tell y'all this, but due to the new administration, everything happening is tax season open up or before. Make sure you get it in early, okay? Because if you wait, I don't know, okay? I'm telling you guys. I disagreed and I commented under that comment. Okay, I'm gonna be on here a little bit more longer if y'all have any questions or comments. If you feel like you don't want to say anything on the live, it's fine. You can do a question after the live, the replay of this video. Somebody said, this is October 27. Hi guys, new here. I filed my taxes back in January. I amended my tax return in August. Wow. This is my tax return info. Can anybody help me out? I just received the code 810. So if you're receiving a freeze code, it's a lot of people receiving a freeze code. You're not alone, okay? This group has thousands in it. And it's so many people posting daily. So again, my advice to you, this is one more, and it's so many, y'all won't believe it. It's October 24th. I filed in May, and I never even got one letter, and still have 570 with no movement. Okay, if I had that 570 whole code since May, you know, I know with the government shutdown and everything, it's hard probably to get into an agent. But that's why I suggest to y'all to reach out to your state congressman, because that's what they are for. They are that IRS is a federal agency. If you go on to their website, just like the lady who posted under the comment, I don't want to mess up your name, complete the form. Let them step out on your behalf. Give them the information. If you reach out to your state congressman and you hear nothing, don't just sit there and do nothing. I will be emailing them, baby, because they got my information. And you're supposed to help me. You're my state congressman. You're my state senator, in the House or in the Senate. You're supposed to be helping me. And so make sure you reach out to them, because that's what a federal agency, they're supposed to help you with a federal agency. So if you give them all your information, they're supposed to be stepping out on your behalf. Okay. So email them. Okay. Email them. Call them. Look for strange number. Check your spam folder, because some people have it in their spam folder and they don't even realize it, that the state congressman has contacted them. Okay. So one more. Okay. This person said they is frustrated. Their taxes have been stuck on code 570, and I called and they said it should have got it at the end of June. Never did. So I called back and they said end up in August, and they still haven't got it. So you guys, again, a lot of you are not alone. Okay. So what you need to do at this point, congressman, house.gov, senator.gov, go there. You go to the little, scroll down where it says federal help with a federal agency on your state congressman. You're going to locate your state congressman. Let me back up. You're going to locate your state congressman, because everybody is different. You're going to go to house.gov. For instance, mine is Alabama. I would go to Alabama and I will put my congressman, and it's going to give me a list on house.gov of my state congressman. I'm going to press that. It's going to take me to the website. Wait for the page to load. It's going to tell you help. It's going to have all those little tabs at the top. Help with. Okay, help with. Scroll down to federal agency. Click the button. Okay, it's going to tell you to fill out a box, a form, name, information, what we can help you with, and you tell them, okay, in the box. If they request other information, you're going to have to give it, because they're going to speak on your behalf. Don't be afraid. That's what your state congressman is there for, to help. Now, if you submit it like she did, the young lady who completed the form, then what you're going to do is wait for them to return a call or email. Okay, if it's been weeks, if you didn't hear it, I would give them a week or so. If I don't hear back about a week or so, I'm contacting them, their email, their phone number that's on that website, because they should have it on their website, and say, hey, I reached out to y'all and I completed the form and nobody got back with me about my getting help with my IRS refund. Bam, that's what you do. Okay, don't give up on your refund, you guys. Don't give up. Keep going. Now, I've been on here about 30 minutes. I'm getting ready to log off. Do anybody else have any more questions? Okay. Some of you are asking about the different letters, and every time people comment about the letters, I send you the link. When I click the link, when I send you the link, make sure you click it, because somebody said, what the heck is a CP75? And I send him the link. Okay, so anytime you ask me about a letter, I always let the IRS link. It's IRS link. You click it on it, and then it'll show you what about that letter and what you need to do, so that y'all would know better. You are okay. That's great. Call them back. Yeah, you gave them your information. You reached out to them. If you don't hear anything, if you check your spam folder, your email that you put in that box, and then you don't see any strange number, look, I'm calling them, through the weekday. Okay, the weekday. When you can do it, call them and say, look, I completed a form on your website. I needed help with my IRS refund. I'm checking back in because I never got a response. Okay. All right. All right. All right, you guys. I hope y'all get your refund soon. While I'm getting ready to end this, don't forget the preseason loan starts again for a lot of people, and I don't know with the government shutdown how everything's gonna go right now, but preseason with Jackson Hewitt H&R Block usually start what, November okay, or yeah, November or December. Mine usually start for the people who did tax with me in December. Pre-season starts January the 2nd for those with the filing. I usually start filing tax return for those who file early on January the 2nd. Now I do have the prepaid cards, direct deposit, you guys, paper checks for those who still want to do it that way. I have all that available on January the 2nd. Also, my portal for new tax clients to enter in me will be available on January the 2nd. Everything will be available, and also to contact me, because I have stuff for people to contact me. If you're not my client, unless you're filing your taxes yourself, you guys, some people try to go on there and they file themselves and ask me a question. Don't do that. Only answer on YouTube with questions. But to contact me, and you want to contact me directly about your return, if you file them yourself, you can book an appointment, and it is a price, okay, to answer any little question. I can't answer all your questions, but little questions about it, okay? So I hope y'all have a great day. I will be live again next week to give you another tax refund update. Okay? Y'all have a great day and be blessed.